People often come to me and they say, I'm successful in all other areas of my life. I have a good career, I do well, I have good relationships. Every other area of my life I can look at and say, and feel pretty solid about. But when it comes to eating weight and body image, I'm all across the board. I'm all over the place. I can't seem to get a handle on it. No matter how I try or commit myself, I can lose the weight, but then it comes right back on. And it really is taking a toll on my self-esteem. So what do you suggest? Well, there's a reason that this issue is so difficult. First of all, we have to eat. And as human beings, we're programmed to love food. So no wonder, food is delicious. No wonder we would have a tendency to overeat it. So there's this desire on the one hand to experience taste pleasure through food. And then there's also an opposing desire to be thin and be healthy. And so those two desires come together to create this sort of perfect storm of suffering. The desire to be thin and the desire to experience pleasure through food. So when we have that desire to be thin, we go on a diet, and then we're lured off the diet by the aroma and taste of delicious food, and then we're constantly being buffeted back and forth between these two opposing desires. So the problem is almost inherent in the system. It's not in you. So what do we do about this? Well, my program, Skinny Thinking, is really all about looking at how we think about food. Are we thinking about food romantically or pragmatically? If we're spending a lot of time wondering how food tastes, thinking about, fantasizing about what would taste yummy right now, then we're going into this level of mind that creates eating and weight problems. If we're saying to ourselves, I'm hungry, it's around time to eat, my body could use some protein and some vegetables and some whole grains and some fruit. Here's what I have in the house, so here's what I think I'll have. So that way of approaching food, thinking about food from a very mature and pragmatic perspective is what leads us to this road of healing. So we get to the point where we're really not thinking or worrying about food anymore. And if you're not thinking about food, you can't desire it, and if you're not desiring it, you're eating less, and therefore you're probably pretty easily maintaining a slim, healthy body.